While holding its 6th annual Muslims for Life 9/11 Capitol Hill blood drive, another event that took place in the Rayburn House building was a briefing by two members of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. The focus of the Congressional Ahmadiyya Muslim Caucus briefing was the fast-declining freedom of religion in Pakistan. It was a sobering assessment of the 21 months since Pakistan enacted the National Action Plan in January of 2015. It was announced by the government of Pakistan to crack down on extremism and protect minorities, but ironically has propelled, not quelled, the ugly tide of escalating persecution against Ahmadi Muslims. Among the other panelists were the president of the Ladies Auxiliary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community USA and a member of the executive board of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Lawyers Association.
Part of what we do is make recommendations as to what countries we think meet a statutory category called countries of particular concern, which was created by this act for the worst religious freedom violators. And that's countries where the governments either perpetrate or tolerate systematic, egregious, ongoing violations of religious freedom. Our commission, USCIRF, has recommended Pakistan for designation as a country of particular concern since 2002 because of the severe violations in that country that are both perpetrated by the government and tolerated by it, although the U.S. State Department has never so designated Pakistan. A major reason for USCIRF's CPC recommendation for Pakistan is because of the existence and frequent enforcement of Pakistan's blasphemy law, which includes the anti-Ahmadi provisions that I know many of you are familiar with.
So when you take into consideration the Pakistani viewpoint that Ahmadis are non-Muslims, that they are heretics, simply by being an Ahmadi, it's viewed as being an act of sedition. It's viewed as an act of blasphemy to the country. And given that the country is a country that has a state religion of Islam, it's automatically that the Ahmadi community is going to be grouped under the National Action Plan, under the extremist terrorism countermeasures that they're pursuing through the plan.
In some ways, and this is what I'm hoping to convey through the brief comments I'll make this morning, the legal issues are not limited to simply enforcement of laws, but in fact go far beyond that, as I'll illustrate, in the sense that it creates space, a legal regime that is specifically designed to discriminate against this group, the Ahmadis, creates space for actors who want to do this community harm to do that harm and be able to escape with impunity.
The rights of Pakistan's citizenry, both Muslim and non-Muslim, to worship freely are under greater threat than ever before in the history of Pakistan.
I've been given the task of sharing what it might be like to be, in amongst this environment, especially from the perspective of the women. I've just got one or two, shall we say, stories to share. And I'm taking the information from the incident that has just been referred to, which took place on May 28, 2010, which has been, rightly named as the Black Friday. That was the day when we lost, as I think has been mentioned, 90 or so members to the growing list of martyrs. And these people had simply gathered together at their mosques for Friday prayers, and they were gruesomely gunned down with no regard even for age. The people who were killed, there was an investigation made onto their lives, whether they were young or more old. They were all considered lovely people. They were very sweet and treasured people.
The briefing was moderated by Naveed Malik of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Community. Sania Ahmed, MTA News, USA.